If you start a fight and you get jumped, that was a dumb move on you. This is my take, right? Let's kind of take race out of it. If you start a fight, you initiate a fight, you hit someone first, and it's not for self-defense, that was a dumb, and you get jumped. That was a dumb call. If this happened to any person, it is a dumb call. Oh, you didn't assess your surroundings before you started the fight? Dumb call. I'm not going to make this as deep as everybody else is making it. If someone initiates the fight, and by all means, tag me in the video, because maybe I didn't see enough. Tag me in a full video, as much information as you guys have. But if you initiate the fight and you get jumped, oh well. And that's for anybody. No. Do I think somebody should take advantage of the fact that they have 10 on 1? No. But you can't control someone's reaction. So don't initiate a fight. You don't know how they're going to react. They can react by themselves. They can react with their friends. They can react with their whole family. They can react in ways that you cannot account for. So don't initiate a fight. If you're not prepared for everything that can come with it, it's a dumb call.
Welcome on another episode, family. How are you all doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're joining for the very first time, thank you for tuning in as well. Please take a moment to smash the like button so it will help others to see this video and as well join this conversation. In this video, we are going to talk about the one conversation that a lot of people are talking about right now on TikTok. So yes, there was a fight that happened in Cincinnati. This happened between a white couple and a black man. From what I saw and the information that I was able to gather, it started with an altercation. One thing led to another. The white man slapped the black man, and before you know it, there were so many black people who come together to beat this man. The sight of the video is not something that is so comfortable to watch because there were so many people pounding on one white man, and even led to a point where the face of his girlfriend or his wife was literally damaged and she went into coma. The very first clip that was going viral did not show where the white man slapped the black man first. They felt like it was like a hate crime, like these people are coming together to pound on the white man. And there was another witness who decided to share the full video, and it showed that white man was the one who laid his hand first on this black man. So the white man started it, black people finished it.
About that brawl that took place in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Jazz Festival, I already see some conservative voices trying to twist it into a racial thing like they always do. They cropped the video to make it seem as though that black folks were randomly attacking a white tea couple. But the full unedited video tells the whole story. The truth. It started with a verbal altercation, and the white tea couple laid hands first. What happened next was retaliation, not an unprovoked attack. Simple rule that my parents and my grandparents always told me. Keep your hands to yourself. I don't know what folks were taught growing up, but you don't get to put your hands on people and expect no consequences and no retaliation. I'm not about to condemn anyone for defending themselves after being assaulted. That's not showing violence. That's not being a thug. That's showing self-respect and self-consciousness. Keep your hands to yourself.
I'm just trying to calm myself down because this type of stuff angers me. What's fair is what's fair. What's fair is what's fair. So let me say this loud and clear. We are not about to demonize black people for defending themselves. Of course, I'm on the outside looking in, but this is my point of view, right? But I'm not going now or not ever, just because white and black people are fighting, that I'm going to choose one side thinking that they're pure and right. They're not. History has proven that, because what I'm watching unfold in Cincinnati, that Cincinnati brawl case, is not justice. It's like textbook injustice with like a splash of racism and a whole lot of silence. I don't care if you have black people behind you as you're talking on the podium. That does not make sense to me. So this is what I found when I was researching. So this is what is being said. A white man caught on camera allegedly started the whole thing by slapping a black man in public. Now this is on camera. That's assault when you come up to somebody and pout. Yes. But guess what? The one that slapped him allegedly in the face. I'm trying to calm down. So the white man that slapped the black man in the face. Okay. The white man that slapped the black man in the face is on camera. Allegedly. Black man, he is still free. I'm trying to digress, y'all, but the white man is still free who slapped the black man. Okay? I'm calm down. I'm gonna calm down. No mugshots, no accountability. His name is not listed. Meanwhile, the black folks that were fighting and defending themselves are in jail. $500,000 bond for reacting to defending themselves. I don't know nobody in this world that's gonna stand there and let somebody beat up on them. Right? So let's get this straight. This type of targeting pisses me off. And as I look at people and see them mouthing like a puppet, it just makes me upset. So let me guess. Is the man that we don't have his name, is he wealthy? Does he have connections? Right? Or are they trying to put him in a safe house because they don't want nobody else to know who he is? Because once we know who he is, they know what's coming next. TikTok is infamous on finding who you are, who your mom and daddy is. Who's your dog? Or is he familiar with how to maneuver through this world? Like, you go put your hands on somebody and not get retaliation. Like, this isn't about law and order. I'm telling y'all, this is about control. See, they're trying to send a message about who is allowed to fight back and who's expected to stay silent while being slapped, stumped, and disrespected. Of course, they're going to show you the woman who had no business of jumping into a fight. Why are you going to jump in a fight with men in there? What are you doing? And let's be clear, Ohio has a stand your ground law. But y'all, it only seems to apply with someone that's white pulling the trigger. Just imagine if those black people had pew-pews. From what I'm reading, they could have unalived each other. You hear what I'm saying? But it was a fight. Many people have been in bar fights. And I'm watching this case because I'm still like, what is going on? I'm documenting the names because if one person ends up behind bars for defending themselves, shouldn't everybody be behind bars? If you're really still under investigation, let everybody be behind bars, right? Especially if you got evidence, visible evidence that this man slapped another man, right? This is injustice. This is a warning, but I'm going to let you know that this not going to stop black people. Oh, you know, this is going to piss people off because we're going to keep on defending ourselves, right? So those people who are commenting on my last video, that's I think is at 20,000 right now, about non-participating whites who are for protecting everybody for this injustice. This is what I'm talking about. Usually, if something like this, see, I've been around where people are just people and we protect each other. Wrong is wrong, right? Break up a fight. Go our separate ways. It is what it is. But see, when the government tries to demonize people because you think the violence comes from us. No, the violence was taught by a whole nother group of people. We all know this. Look at the history books. Anyway, this pisses me off. And I'm going to forever teach my children to protect themselves and to never let somebody put their hands on you, because I'll be damned if I'm going to send my kid to school and think you go walk up to her and slap her. Now, I have a lot of passion in my voice. You know why? Because this has almost happened to my oldest child. She's now 27, but this happened in middle school. And, you know, I was up there and I told them, stop playing with me. You better handle your bully problem, because if you don't handle it, I'm going to teach my daughter the Marine Corps way of how to self-defend. And they're like, no, you don't want to do that because she'll get suspended. I said, no problem. You can bring their parents up here and I will show them what it means to self-defend. I'm not playing. Guess what? They got the school police officers to be involved, and it all came down to jealousy. They couldn't figure out why my daughter's best friend was white. Y'all, this world we live in.
And horrific fights in our downtown last weekend. A challenge because of both the speculation and legitimate conversations raised because of it at both the local and national level, and a challenge because of the ongoing work that everyone at this podium and partners throughout our community have been investing our time and resources into to ensure the safety and vibrancy of every community in Cincinnati. This was an awful incident, and our law enforcement has been working quickly and effectively to bring all responsible to justice.
Our investigative teams have identified 6 victims, 5 males, 1 female, each subjected to unimaginable physical violence. CPD has now charged 6 individuals with felonious assault and aggravated rioting. Of those, 3 have been arrested and their names have been released to the public. Our fugitive apprehension unit is actively pursuing the remaining 3, whose names will be released upon capture.
So let me get this straight. You arresting people because the people that allegedly started it get their ass beat? So imagine if they won the fight. would it be reversed?
We gonna talk about the Cincinnati brawl, but I want to issue a respectful warning to everybody. If you're gonna get in the comment section and post your opinion, and make sure you stay respectful. No disrespect allowed in my comment section. It's okay to have your opinion, but it's not okay to get disrespectful and/or start disrespecting somebody else in the comment section just because they don't agree with you. Now about this Cincinnati brawl, I feel like this was super up, and they know they was bogus as hell, that the way that they did that man. And then for all of those people to be just standing around hyperactive and loud and screaming and yelling and video recording it, instead of trying to stop everybody from beating on this man, knowing damn well, for one, you can end up losing your freedom, and gonna end up losing your freedom. If people cared about you, they would have thought about that, because depending on that man's injuries depend on the type of charges that people are going to be looking at. And for two, people should have been sitting there thinking about what type of damage they could have did to that man. And not only that, y'all already did enough damage. It only took one person to fight that man. It ain't never fair when you got more than one person fighting another person, and people just around beating on people and stomping on people, and when this man on the ground kicking him in his face and doing all of that shit. If this was a black brother that was getting beat on inside of a community that was majority white, with the people that was around that was beating on him and kicking on him and stomping on him and doing all of that shit, people wouldn't care what that black brother had said and or did. People would have cared about the fact that all of these white brothers shouldn't be jumping on this black brother, and that's fucked up, because it only takes one person to fight somebody, and if it take you two of them to take two people, take two people. But people will not agree with somebody brutally beating somebody the way that people stood out there beating this white brother. People have got to start trying to do for other people the same thing that you would want done for yourself. And if that was a black brother out there and there was white brothers around, ain't no way in the fuck I would have wanted them to be beating on and kicking and stomping that young man like that out there in the goddamn street. And I don't want people beating and stomping on a white brother out there in the goddamn street. Absolutely, he might have said something offensive. I have no idea what went on, and I don't believe other people have said what went on. But no matter what went on, everybody knows that nobody should have been out there stomping and beating on that man the way that they did. And they damn sure know that they shouldn't have put their hands on that lady that was up there trying to break things up, especially that man that clocked her in her face and knocked her out. And while those people that actually put their hands on that man probably think those people that was video recording and rooting them on and screaming, yeah, had your best interests at heart, they didn't have your best interests at heart, because now think about the charges that you're about to face, and they could have stopped you from receiving those charges. You see a good friend is somebody that has your best interests at heart, they're going to help you to get out of a charge, not encourage you to catch a charge, because everybody out there rooting you on knew damn well the more you beat on that man and the more people got involved, the harsher the charges was going to be for you. Bet you neither one of your good friends out there stopped to tell you, hey, think about your kids that you gotta go home to. Think about your kids. If you end up losing your freedom, how you gonna be there for your kids? And I bet you they didn't think about your jobs. Each and every last one of them deserve all of the charges that they got coming that way, because all of y'all should have had enough common sense to know not to beat on that man in the middle of the street, and or to beat on that man the way that you did, and each and every last one of y'all know that you was wrong. I know somebody's gonna say, but hey, what about the times when there was white people that was beating on black people, or when people do wrong by black people? Then we face that when it happens, and people get up and they talk about it, and they face that injustice when it happens. That don't mean to ignore the injustice that just happened to this man by getting beat on the way that he just got beat on. And like I said, even if that man said something out of pocket to one of y'all or a group of y'all, it only take one person to put their hands up and go toe-to-toe, man to man, and not take 10, 20 people or however many people was out there beating and stomping on.
Did you by any chance come across this headline, and what was your first reaction according to how the story was first painted? Because like I said, they painted the story in a way as if the black people who attacked this man just came together for no reason to attack. Now they have arrested about 4 people linked to this fight. The whole conversation changed when someone else who was a witness released a video showing where the white man slapped the black man first, and people around, just come together to defend, someone they see as a brother. One of the things that we've seen, or one of the most repeated pattern we've seen in situations like this, is that black people are not always the one to start the fight. I feel like this is so common. There was one that happened, a woman that went into, black things pouch and wanted to beat them and was beating them. She was the very first person to lay her hands on them, and they beat her flat on the floor. These people will always make a move. I feel like I do not understand the science behind them thinking I can, put their hands on people and not expect something like that to come back to them and not expect them to retaliate, because when you were putting your hands and slapping this person, what exactly was it that you were expecting in return? Like, what exactly was he thinking was going to happen? And this has always been repeated to a point where Black people already know to stand up for each other. So these people, I do not even think they get the whole story. They just jumped into it. They saw someone like them. They saw a brother being slapped and they jumped into action. It would have been good if it was 1-to-1. The only fault they had was that it wasn't a 1-to-1 ratio. It was like so many people beating up one white man. So it felt like a gang. It felt like a hate crime. So it was now painted as Black people being violent. They were the one who just jumped and started beating this man. Now people are calling on the arrest of even the white man. And the moment they started arresting the Black people involved, they called for the arrest of the white man as well, because he was the one who started it. Because if this man hadn't placed his hand on this man, maybe 90% sure that there wouldn't have been a fight that would result into, groups of people throwing hands at each other. It was a very hard watch, but we still cannot erase the fact that it was this white man that, started it. And the Black people who were surrounding the Black man, their instinct kicked in because there have been long history of these people, and they can do whatever it is they like to people of color or whatever it is they like to Black people and get away with it. So let me hear what you guys think if you have been following this conversation, because the very first narrative that I see the very first week that this whole thing hits the media was that, Black people were gang up to beat a white man. Another witness released the footage showing this man slapping the Black man first. Let me hear what you think about this whole thing, because it's led into something serious, and a white man is currently threatening to take the life of about 30,000 Black people. Let me hear what you guys think about this whole thing. I am going to see you guys in the next episode, because the white man threatening to take the life of, Black people, this man has been arrested before, and what he was arrested for is even pissing people off that he had the opportunity to still be out there living among people. Make sure you have subscribed and make sure to tune in into the next episode. I am going to catch you guys there.